Welcome to the course Design of Reinforced Concrete Structures. Myself S. Kranti Vijaya, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, Vigyan Institute of Information Technology, Duvada. So in the previous lecture, we have discussed regarding the effect of shear, and we have seen what is the need of providing shear reinforcement in beams, and we have seen the types of shear reinforcement. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss regarding the IS code recommendations and design procedure for design of shear. So now for the design of shear reinforcement, let us see what are the steps we have to follow. So the first step is to calculate the shear force VU. So what? In the first step, what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the shear force VU based on the loads acting on the beam. So based on the loads acting on the beam at critical sections, we have to calculate the maximum shear force VU. So the next step is to calculate the nominal shear stress. So the IS 456-2000 recommends the use of nominal shear stress tau V. So how we have to calculate this tau V? Let us see now. The IS 456-2000 recommends the use of nominal shear stress. So the nominal shear stress in beams of uniform depth is calculated by using this equation. So how is the nominal shear stress denoted? It is denoted by tau V, and it is calculated using the formula VU by BD. So VU here is nothing but the shear force due to the design load, and B is the breadth of the beam, and D is going to be the effective depth of the beam. So the second step is what? We have to calculate the nominal shear stress tau V. So the third step is to calculate the design shear strength of concrete. So this particular formula is used for beams of uniform depth. So if the beam is of varying depth, then what? For calculating the nominal shear stress, we have to use this particular equation. So this equation is for the depths of uniform depth, and this is for the tau V for calculating for the beams which are of varying depth. So now what is the next step? The third step is to calculate the design shear strength of concrete. So the design shear strength of concrete is denoted by tau C. So now let us see how to find out the tau C. So now the design shear strength of concrete. So how the design shear strength of concrete is to be calculated? The design shear strength of concrete tau C, okay, in beams without shear reinforcement is given in table 19. So what? From table 19 we have to take the values of the design shear strength of concrete tau C. So the design shear strength of concrete tau C is taken from this particular table, and tau C depends upon the percentage of tensile steel reinforcement and the grade of the concrete. So what we have to do here? We have to calculate the percentage of tensile steel, and we have to know what is the grade of concrete. So based on the grade of the concrete and the percentage of tensile steel for different percentage of tensile steels for different grades of the concrete, these are the tau C values. So from this particular table, for different percentages of steels and for different grades of concrete, we have to take the tau C values. So after calculating the tau C value, the next step is to calculate the maximum shear stress, that is tau C max. So how we have to calculate the tau C max? The tau C max is calculated from table 20. That is the maximum shear stress. So the tau C max value also depends upon the grade of the concrete. So for different grades of concrete, we have the tau C max values here. So based on the grade of concrete from this particular table 20, we have to choose the tau C max value. So now what we have calculated? We have calculated the nominal shear stress tau B, the design shear strength of concrete tau C, and the maximum shear stress tau C max. The next step is what we have to do is we have to compare all these three values, that is the tau V, tau C and tau C max values. So now what? We have to compare the tau V, tau C and tau C max values. So in no case the tau V value should be greater than the tau C max. Okay, so here with shear reinforcement, under no circumstances with the shear reinforcement, the nominal shear stress in beams tau V should exceed tau C max. So if tau V is greater than tau C max, then what we have to do? We have to redesign the beam. So what we have to redesign? So in no case the tau V value should be greater than the tau C max. So the next step what we have to do is we have to compare the tau V and the tau C values. So when the tau V is less than tau C, that is if tau V is less than tau C, okay, then what we have to do? We have to provide minimum shear reinforcement. So what here? Tau is what? This is the shear stress which are developed due to the shear force, and tau C is what? It is the design shear strength of the concrete. So what? The stresses which are developed due to the shear force are less than the resistance or the strength of the concrete, isn't it or not? So in such kind of cases, the minimum shear reinforcement has to be provided as per the clause 26.5.1.6. Now we will see what is the minimum shear reinforcement which has to be provided when the tau V is less than tau C. So now what? When tau V is less than tau C, what we have to do? We have to provide the minimum shear reinforcement. So the minimum shear reinforcement, how it has to be provided? It has to be provided in the form of stirrups. So we have already discussed in the previous class what are stirrups, isn't it or not? So in the form of stirrups, and how we will calculate the spacing? The spacing is calculated from this particular equations. ASV by B into SV should be always greater than or equal to 0.4 divided by 0.87 Fy, where ASV is nothing but the cross-sectional area of the stirrup and B is the breadth of the beam, SV is the spacing of the stirrup along the length of the beam, and Fy is the characteristic strength of the stirrup. And this particular Fy, when you are designing the shear reinforcement, that is for the stirrups, it should be either 250 grade of steel or either 415 grade of steel. So it should not be greater than 415 Newton per mm square. That is, either you should use Fu 250 grade steel or either you should use 415 grade of steel. These two steels only should be used for the stirrups. So now what? We have to provide this reinforcement if tau V is less than tau C. But what is the case if tau V is greater than tau C? So let us see that now. So now what? If tau V exceeds tau C, that is if tau V is greater than tau C, then what we have to do? Shear reinforcement has to be provided either in the form of vertical stirrups or either in the form of bent up bars along with the vertical stirrups and either in the form of inclined stirrups. So when tau V, that is the shear stresses developed due to the shear force, if they are more than the strength of the concrete, so what? We have to provide adequate shear reinforcement. That is, we have to design for the shear reinforcement. So the shear reinforcement, it can be either provided in the form of vertical stirrups, either in the form of bent up bars with the vertical stirrups, or either in the form of inclined stirrups. So based on the magnitude of the shear force, you can either provide any one of these three. So how we'll provide? Let us see now. So what we have to do? We have to provide the shear reinforcement. So we have to provide the shear reinforcement to carry a shear force of VUS. And how you have to calculate this VUS? VUS can be calculated by using the equation VU minus tau C into BD. So where VU is nothing but the shear force, tau C is nothing but the design strength of the concrete, B is the breadth of the beam, and D is the effective depth of the beam. So VUS can be calculated by using this particular equation. And next, after calculating for this, we have to design the shear force. So how we will calculate the spacing? If we are using the vertical stirrups, we have to use this particular equation, and if we are using the inclined stirrups, by using this equation we can calculate the spacing. And if we are using the bent up bars, we have to first calculate the VUS. Sometimes you can also call it as VUS dash. This is only meant up for the bent up bars and the remaining shear force. So when you are using the bent up bars, what we have? We will use the bent up bars as well as the vertical stirrups. Is it or not? So we will use the bent up bars along with the vertical stirrups. So some shear force has to be carried by the bent up bars as well as by the vertical stirrups. So both has to carry. So first what we'll do, we'll calculate VUS for the bent up bars, then we'll calculate the VUS for the vertical stirrups, and the remaining force has to be, for that remaining force is what we have to design the stirrups. So in this way what we have to do, we have to design the shear reinforcement based on the magnitude. We have to take the type of shear reinforcement what has to be provided. And after calculating the shear reinforcement, the next step or the last step what we have to do is, we have to check for the shear reinforcement. Now let us see what are the equations we will use for checking for the shear reinforcement. So now what? Let us see the check. The maximum spacing of shear reinforcement. So the maximum spacing of the shear reinforcement along the axis of the member shall not exceed 0.7 D for vertical stirrups and D for the inclined stirrups. So what does this mean? That so previously what we have calculated the spacing, isn't it or not? So that spacing which we are providing, it should not exceed, if we are using the vertical stirrups, it should not exceed 0.75 D. So D here is the effective depth, or if you are using the inclined stirrups, it should not exceed the D. D is the effective depth, and in no case the spacing should exceed 300 mm. So what? Previously from the design shear reinforcement, we are calculating the spacing. So that spacing, okay, it should not exceed 0.75 D or 300 mm, whichever is less. We have to take that value, and the value what we are providing, it should not be more than these if we are using the vertical stirrups, and if we are using the inclined stirrups, the value what we are providing for the spacing, it should not be more than D or 300 mm, whichever is less. So this is the check what we have to do, and the check should be satisfied. So this is the procedure what we have to follow for the design of shear reinforcement, and these are the caudal recommendations what we have to follow for the shear reinforcement design. Thank you.